So without further ado, we are going to talk about 5 P's of business strategy, page number 18. Still, we are on chapter 1. This chapter is so huge that we have not been able to finish it yet. But then hopefully by today, we might be able to do it. Very quickly, I'll introduce 3 concepts. Number 1, the 5P business strategy. Number 2, the process of strategy development, implementation, and evaluation. And I'm referring to the book side by side. And the third thing we'll talk about is market-driven and resource-driven strategy. We'll talk about these 3 things. Okay, to begin with. So, जो मैंने पढ़ा about the 5P business strategy, it is given by Henry Mintzberg. तो ये एक renowned management scientist है. He introduced this concept as an alternative framework for traditional planning. And I'll also include my examples, to make you understand this concept, the 5P strategy. So what he did is he gave 5Ps to provide a more holistic and realistic view of how strategies are developed and implemented within the organizations. So it's very important. So let's explore this one by one. So first one was plan. ये क्या है? This is a traditional aspect of strategy. लेकिन Mintzberg ने emphasize किया कि this is just one part of the puzzle, and planning involves a lot of setting objectives, analyzing the current situation, and developing a roadmap for achieving goals. तो एक example लेते हैं Apple का, ठीक है? Siddharth's favorite. So Apple strategy planning includes annual updates to its product line. You might have seen setting sales and revenue targets every year, and meticulous product development cycles. For instance, the planning phase for a new iPhone involves extensive market research. They set the sales targets and a timeline for design, production, and launch. So it's a very good example of planning. That's the first one. Second is ploy. Ploy kya hai? Ploys are tactics, basically, and maneuvers the organizations use to outsmart their competitors. It's basically about finding creative ways to gain a competitive edge. आप लोग कुछ examples सोच सकते हो क्या? Any organization which finds creative ways to gain competitive edge. The market में बहुत सारे ऐसे organizations हैं. Maybe you could come up with something. Think. I can think a couple of them on my feet.
OnePlus?
OnePlus, okay. How?
Lenskart.
Lenskart. How they are creative, Nitish?
So, Nitish, go ahead.
They are creative in a way that they have introduced the platform, online platform, where we can just have a feel that which frame will suits how on my face. And one more policy like lifetime क्या बोलते हैं उसको?
Membership.
नहीं हाँ, अगर इसमें कितनी भी बार फ्रेम में कुछ होता है, डिफेक्ट टूट जाता है, करता है, तो दे जस्ट डू इट रिपेयर विदाउट एनी एक्स्ट्रा चार्ज.
Okay.
And
so they give
one more thing,
free maintenance and service. So they give free maintenance and service.
दो अगर लेते हैं, अगर 1+1 फ्री, कुछ ऐसा भी कुछ ऑफर चलता है फ्रेम पे.
OnePlus, to my knowledge, Kaushal, I don't know if I'm right here. OnePlus has been a constant competitor for Apple, in terms of their technology and whatever they come up with. But one thing that I have seen constantly notice is that they don't change the colors like the way we have options in Apple, and they are common with red and the white combination. So if you see any OnePlus, it's a red and white combination. So they are into the market with that kind of a strategy, that they don't want to go with the colors.
Since we are talking about phones, let's include Redmi in that, because they were the first in the industry to introduce this concept of online sale, you flash sale थोड़ी देर के लिए, and that generated enough curiosity in the people कि ऐसा क्या है भाई कि एकदम से online sale है, exclusive invite जा रहा है लोगों को, and all that stuff. Also, this new phone, Nothing phone, they were very creative, and look at the response which it got, right, Katie?
Yeah, very true. What came to my mind is Reliance Jio. Their game plan was offering free, it is
Absolutely.
out of
Mhm.
thought Reliance come, and then they enticed us with the product, and now we can't live without it. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And let's not forget, this was a brainchild of Dhirubhai Ambani when he was alive. Remember that small phone? This was back in
yes,
2002,
500 rupees.
2003. You
500
give
rupees.
500 rupees and just own the phone. I
Phone,
know
yeah.
many
yes.
people defaulted and misused it, but that was phenomenal. Okay, so let's move
And
on. Yeah.
covered the remote section where
Mhm.
phones were to existence. Now those farmers, those old people, they could actually use a device and connect with people and having talk time free.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm. So,
I think that's a good game plan.
Right? We can think of loads of examples. Look at Netflix. Their strategy includes a range of ploys, such as creating original content to differentiate itself from competitors, using data analytics to personalize the recommendations, which is followed by other platforms as well nowadays, and experimenting with pricing models to attract and retain subscribers. पहले उनका मॉडल कुछ और था, अभी they were very expensive. Now they are like pretty economical, and they've penetrated to tier 2, tier 3 cities, a lot of households now. So this is a part of ploy. Let's move on to third thing, pattern. Now, what is pattern? Patterns are consistency in action, consistent and such behavior that emerge over time. They're like often the result of historical action. What थोड़ा steps करते एक long term, अंदर ही अंदर कुछ चल रहा होता है और एकदम से consistently कुछ चल रहा होता है, एकदम से they come out. So एग्जाम्पल आप देख लो मैकडोनल्ड्स का. मैकडोनल्ड्स ग्लोबल एक्सपेंशन एंड फोकस ऑन अफोर्डेबिलिटी. आज भी दैट बर्गर, आलू टिक्की, the affordability have led to a pattern of offering a consistent menu, efficient service, affordability. तो हो सकता है ये इनिशियल प्लान का पार्ट ना हो, बट दिस पैटर्न emerged as a successful strategy over the years, which is followed by other competitors in the same business. Yes or no?
true.
तो पैटर्न का बोले तो you have to be consistent over a long period of time. Look at Haldirams, look at any other food chain business. They follow this consistency. Can you think of any one quick example? I would like to know from Surabhi, Piyush, Jugal, Tim, Swarnim, the people who have not switched on their cameras. Yeah, Prachi.
So I would like to give an example of Colgate. Colgate company. Okay.
Yeah.
So Colgate here, Colgate has N number of segment lines. It has been always innovative with adding some or the other thing new.
Absolutely.
Like
नहीं, कोलगेट का एग्जांपल आप ऐसे दे सकते हो कि कोलगेट का जो आपने देखा होगा ट्यूब है, दो कोलगेट came up with a lot of different varieties, gel form, this form, that form, Ayurveda and all that. But then कोलगेट का जो ओरिजिनल वाला पेस्ट है वो आज भी है, उसका डिमांड आज भी मार्केट में. They have been consistent. So you can take that example. Okay, let's move on. Fourth
Like
is position.
DMart, they are example of DMart. They are consistently giving quality as well as the affordable price.
Absolutely. Fourth is position. ये strategy position क्या है? Position refers to how an organization distinguishes itself in the market and how it competes. It's about finding a unique place in the minds of customers. Unique. Tesla को देख लो. Tesla's position in electric vehicle market is built on innovation, sustainability, premium performance. और उनका जो strategy है, it revolves around being the market leader in electric vehicles and renewable energy solutions. So that's how they differentiate. So there are a lot of companies like that. They position themselves differently. That we, they cater to a certain segment of audience.
maybe brands, different brand products.
Yeah, absolutely. You can talk
Different
about
brand products create like different brand products create their position in customers'
Absolutely.
mind as well as in the market position, market
Bilkul.
share.
Bilkul, bilkul, bilkul.
And
You
they
can.
try to keep that position with innovative ideas and creativity whenever they are needed. When competitors, when they have a competitive issue, so they will innovate their product. Like
Absolutely.
let's take same example of Colgate. Earlier, there was the first product was a normal toothpaste. Then they keep on adding some of the other thing like salt, lemon, charcoal to maintain that position in the market.
नहीं, गुड एग्जाम्पल, बट पोजिशन का मतलब यहाँ पे ये है कि हाउ डू यू क्रिएट दैट डिफरेंस। आप अपने आप को प्रोजेक्ट किस तरह से कर रहे हो किसी एक पर्टिकुलर ऑडियंस के लिए। सो could be an example. You can think of more examples.
I could probably add Kaushal.
By the way, Prachi, were you working with Colgate पहले, इससे पहले? आप कोलगेट के साथ तो नहीं थे?
हाँ, मैं थी।
देख लो, तभी इतना कोलगेट का एग्जांपल आ रहा है।
और मुझे उसके बाद पेप्सिको का भी याद आया, because second company was PepsiCo.
Positioning, yes, you can take that example. Somebody like Surabhi, was it Surabhi wanted to share something?
Yeah, so I was just saying, Kaushal, that when we were talking about brand value and stuff, right? So majorly e-commerce industry, especially the fashion brands now, if you talk about Myntra, maybe Nykaa Fashion, which is an emerging one now, they have catered to this as a standard among the commoners majorly, and the style of positioning themselves has been somewhere, correlating between the fashion styles that the Bollywood caters to, and at the same time developing that whole concept around with the mindset. Since we've been talking about power dressing, when you talk about industries, right? Collating all of that together as a brand value when they're doing their modelings, or when they're shooting out their emailers or sales, or however you want to place that. So
brilliant.
Maybe that example was fit in.
Wonderful.
Brilliant. Wonderful. Thank you, Surabhi. So let's move on to the fifth one, which is, somebody. Yeah, MB. You want to say something?
You can go with an example. You can go as an example for Ajio, how it positioned itself for only footwear. It started with footwear.
Absolutely. Look at Myntra for that matter. When online fashion came, Myntra became the name for online fashion. It's epitome for online fashion right now. There are a lot of other brands as well at the same time. However, Myntra still stands apart. Yes or no?
True.
So let's talk about the fifth one.
In terms of trust.
Yeah.
In terms of trust.
Yeah. Let's talk about the fifth one, which is perspective. What is perspective? This P basically relates to collective mindset and culture within the organization. Basically, it influences how employees interpret and implement their strategies. Best example, Google. Google ka perspective is deeply rooted in a culture of innovation and experimentation. And this perspective drives their strategy to continue to develop new products and services such as Google Search Dekhlo, Google Maps, Google Cloud, and and to encourage employees to dedicate a portion of their work time to explore new ideas. तो ये अलग-अलग तरीका, ये 5 P's of business strategy है जो अलग-अलग तरीके से अलग-अलग organization अलग-अलग time पे इस्तेमाल करते हैं. Maybe an organization uses a mix of all this, maybe a one particular strategy. So this is it. I hope it's clear now. Isn't it very simple and easy to understand? Okay, so we'll move on to our next concept.
Process of strategy development.
Yeah. Basically, Kaushal, you are making it simple.
Thank you, MB. So we'll move on to the strategy development part. Strategy development, implementation,
and evaluation.
And evaluation. Yeah. So we all would agree that it is very crucial for any organization to achieve their long-term goals, and for that we'll understand this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stages. So first stage, define vision. the process of कोई भी organization अपने organization का strategy कैसे develop कर सकता है, how. So best example, stage 1 होता है आपका defining the vision. So this stage basically involves setting a clear and inspiring vision for the organization. Now that reminds me of the last homework which I gave.
I was about
कि
to
आप
tell
लोग को
that.
yeah.
I was about
So,
to tell.
did you define vision for your organization? Homework किया कि नहीं किया? Anyways.
What is the example that you had taken? No, किसी का no कुछ example लिया था आपने?
Yeah, I'm forgetting that.
It was
yoga bar.
Yoga bar,
protein
correct.
bar.
Yeah,
Yoga protein bar, correct.
protein bar, correct. So you need to define the vision of your organization first. This stage involves setting a clear and inspiring vision for your organization. It serves as the North Star, a guiding lamp, basically, for all your strategic efforts. Example मैं आपको देता हूँ. Walt Disney, everybody knows about it. Walt Disney's vision was to make people happy. ये उनका vision था. आज भी है. So this vision actually guided the company's strategy to, over the years, leading to creation of iconic theme parks, animated movies, and global entertainment empire. Disney's, their commitment to this vision had consistently driven their strategic decisions throughout. A lot of there was one Indian businessman, Ronnie Screwvala, who also got inspired by that. He created SL World in Mumbai. हालांकि उसका fate वैसा नहीं रहा. It ran into huge losses, but then Walt Disney is a very good example of having a rooted vision. So that is one. Stage 2 क्या है? Gather and analyze information. So in this stage, organizations gather data and analyze internal and external factors to gain a deep understanding of their current situation and the competitive landscape market में. Look at Amazon. Amazon is known for its data-driven approach to strategy development. And the company collects vast amount of customers' data. Vast amount. They analyze market trends, monitor competitor actions. For instance, they also use customer purchase history to recommend products and optimize their supply chain based on real-time data analysis. इससे बढ़िया example हो ही नहीं सकता.
इससे बढ़िया एग्जाम्पल अपना लिंक्डइन है.
हाँ, लिंक्डइन. हाँ, Kethi, yeah, go ahead.
From the time you log in to building your profile, intelligence that it populates on what are the top jobs available, what are the courses that is available to enhance your profile.
Absolutely.
Any tests that you can take to ensure that your profile comes in those listing to the recruiters, visibility of your profile.
Totally.
Immense on every click they gather data.
True. I would second Kathy on that, because when I experienced LinkedIn learning, I was observing all these things which you just mentioned. So yeah, pretty interesting.
It has become a certification course, if I'm not wrong.
Pardon?
Huh? It has become a certification course.
Yeah.
Of how to access LinkedIn and how to use LinkedIn. There's a certification course.
सही बोला, इतना कुछ है उसके अंदर. सही बोल रहा. Okay, so third stage was formulating a strategy. तो पहले हमने क्या किया? Vision define किया. Second, gathering and analyze information. Third stage is formulating a strategy. Okay, so MB, could you put down your hand, or do you still want to say something? Okay, thank you.
I think it was raised long before.
Yeah. So third stage, based on the information gathered, organization formulate a strategy that outlines the steps and initiatives required to achieve the vision. Again, I'll take an example of Apple. Apple's strategy includes product diversification like iPhone, iPad, Mac, etc. They focus on design and innovation always, and a premium pricing strategy उनके लिए हमेशा काम करती है. जबकि उनको बहुत सारे लोग criticize भी करते हैं. They get criticized also. There is another sect altogether. There is the world is divided into two parts. Apple lovers
Android lovers.
But then this strategy works for them. So the formulation of
It's
this,
more of a brand for people. Huh?
yeah. So the formulation of this strategy has allowed Apple to maintain its market leadership and high profit
I want
margins,
to take
man.
an example, another example, Kaushal here.
Yeah.
Royal Enfield is one more example, of a brand which, because I've been seeing Royal Enfield for quite a long time.
Sure.
They have been maintaining all these, in line.
It's मतलब उनका बहुत बढ़िया लगता है मुझे वो टैगलाइन, जब बुलेट चले दुनिया रुके, बुलेट आ रही है ट्रेन रुक गया. So beautiful.
Kaushal, there is one more example.
Yeah, Jugal.
There is one more example that is out of the box. Like in if we talk about nutrition, in parental nutrition, so there is one organization that is Fresnius Kabi. So it will always work on innovation and value, on premium price.
Sorry, which organizations?
It's a Fresnius Kabi. Fresnius. It's my organization. I am working there.
अच्छा.
So
basically, it's a pharmaceutical industry.
Okay.
Always
Pharma industry से
focus
थोड़ा
on
अपना
innovation
touch
and
कम है.
value.
Jugal, can you add it on the chat box?
Yeah, please. Yeah, put it in the chat box.
Yeah, Kaushal, go ahead.
Yeah. So fifth stage है हमारा evaluate and control. So in this stage, organizations continuously monitor and assess the progress of their strategy. ये भी बहुत जरूरी है, evaluation तो of course, and control. So they make adjustments and corrections as needed to stay on track and ensure the strategy is effective. What happens if you don't do it? If you don't evaluate and if you don't control? आप 4 stage follow किया, आपने 5th stage follow नहीं किया, what will happen? The organization will collapse.
We will not achieve. Yeah. Organization will not achieve the particular set objectives, as well as there will be a gap analysis. Then again, we have to formulate new strategy. Again, we'll have to re-implement it. And again, that same process will continue.
Absolutely. I can give you an example of Microsoft. Once, Microsoft का क्या हाल था. But when Satya Nadella came, Microsoft adopted a cloud-first strategy. उनका एक interview आप देखना. There's a long interview which is available on internet. He talks about all these things, this strategy. So Microsoft adopted a cloud-first strategy under CEO Satya Nadella. And as a part of evaluation and control, the company regularly assessed its cloud computing offering, Azure नाम है मेरे ख्याल से इसका, and adjusts its investments and priorities based on market dynamics and customer feedback. So this approach, it enabled Microsoft to maintain a strong presence in the cloud computing industry actually. So in conclusion, अगर देखा जाए तो process of strategy development जो है, implementation and evaluation जो है, is an interactive and ongoing cycle. ऐसा नहीं कि एक बार में खत्म. It's a cycle. And successful organizations like Disney, Amazon, Apple, Starbucks, Microsoft, they demonstrate the importance of such each stage in creating and executing effective strategies, which aligns to their vision and long-term objectives. And regular evaluation and adjustment are very critical to staying competitive, stay in competition. So yeah, that is it. So this was the second concept we spoke about very quickly. And we move on to third strategy. Before I go there, I would like to, know your take on this. Anybody has to say anything?
On this particular topic, process.
Good.
Okay.
Gosh, thanks.
Okay. So we saw two things. One, we saw different ways of formulating a strategy. Then we understood the stages of strategy. Now we'll be talking about two more strategies, which is different now. एक आपने सुना होगा, इसमें दिया भी है, market driven strategy और resource driven strategy. ये भी एक है. Market driven strategy and resource driven strategy. ये क्या चीज है? Let's talk about that now. This is page number 23, 24 and 25. We'll talk about this.
Are you going to skip that part in middle? 21, 22?
Oh, we were in
No,
19 when we were in 19 when we were talking
नहीं तो
about
हमने
this.
सी वो जो बाकी के पेजेस है ना, वो सारा वही एक्सप्लेनेशन है जो हमने डिस्कस किया।
अच्छा ओके।
तो उसको मैंने क्या एकदम समराइज करके श्रिंक
Continue.
करके आपको एग्जाम्पल के मेथड से उसको समझा दिया। वो थोड़ा ज्यादा डिटेल में, वी वोंट गो देयर। ठीक है, ओके,
परफेक्ट।
मार्केट ड्रिवन स्ट्रैटेजी। सो मार्केट ड्रिवन स्ट्रैटेजी एंड रिसोर्स ड्रिवन स्ट्रैटेजी, ये दो डिफरेंट अप्रोच हैं। दिस अप्रोच इज टू डेवलप एंड एग्जीक्यूट अ कंपनी स्ट्रैटेजी। अभी हम एग्जीक्यूशन पे आ रहे हैं। So we'll explore this both strategies, and we'll define them, and we'll understand the key concepts inside it, and we'll support it with an example also. So what is market-driven strategy? Market-driven strategy basically emphasizes the importance of understanding and responding to customer needs. जैसा मार्केट बोलेगा वैसा अपन कस्टमर नीड को ध्यान में रखते हुए ये काम करता है। ठीक है, सो once again, market-driven strategy emphasizes the importance of understanding and responding to customer needs and market dynamics. It involves continuously connecting market information, conducting market research, and adapting to the organization strategies, and उसी हिसाब से आप प्रोडक्ट ऑफर करते हो। तो उसमें बेसिकली 3 कॉन्सेप्ट है, आप नोट कर सकते हैं इसको। सबसे पहला कस्टमर सेंट्रिक होना। ठीक है, सो कस्टमर सेंट्रिक बोले तो इट रिवॉल्व्स अराउंड प्लेसिंग द कस्टमर एट द सेंटर ऑफ स्ट्रेटेजिक डिसीजन मेकिंग। जो भी आप ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में डिसीजन ले रहे हो वो कस्टमर को ध्यान में रख के ले रहे हो। दूसरा है मार्केट ओरिएंटेशन। आई होप यू आर टेकिंग अ नोट ऑफ दिस। मार्केट ओरिएंटेशन।
Yes.
मार्केट ओरिएंटेड कंपनी इज रिस्पॉन्सिव टू मार्केट चेंजेस एंड एक्टिवली सीक्स टू मीट कस्टमर नीड्स। मैं यहाँ पे एक एग्जांपल लूंगा। आई रिसेंटली परचेज्ड फायरबोल्ट का ये वॉच। Firebolt has become India's #1 smartwatch brand and world's #2. And I was thinking, यार इतने सस्ते में इतना बढ़िया ये घड़ी कैसे बना रहे हैं? There was noise which was leading this market. Noise was leading this market. They beat that company. Boat को पीछे छोड़ दिया, noise को पीछे छोड़ दिया. This Firebolt became the #1 brand. No doubts. I recently experienced their, customer service. So when I had ordered this watch, अचानक ये हुआ कि after 10-15 days, it stopped charging. I got pissed off. I went to this customer service center and I said, to hell with this watch. I really had a bad experience. It's just 15 days and, it stopped working. So they very politely, took that watch back. And they said, no questions asked. They replaced the watch immediately and they gave me a new watch, a brand new watch without any edge. And I'm having a good experience for the past 15 days now. Abhi tak to badhiya chal raha hai. And they've got really good customer service. So market oriented hona bahut zaruri hai, which was not the case with Boat and all. They came into the market very aggressively. Became, they ruled the earpods and this and that market, but over the period of time they went down. Third, competitive advantage. It aims to gain a competitive edge by aligning products and services with market demands. Market में क्या demand चल रहा है उसके हिसाब से product बनाओ, right? And you can think of n number of examples.
इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स, ओला आया, उसके बाद हीरो।
Look at Tata
Sorry, sir, Jio.
Yes,
I think Jio would be a good example for all these 3.
Absolutely. Look at Tata Motors. I'll give that example. Mahindra, when I was working with Mahindra back in 2018, they already had this E2O electric vehicle with them. They had E-Verito with them. 2 products थे इनके पास, but they could not, scale it up. Look at Tata, they came with electric vehicles. First Nexon, then they came up with Tiago, then Tigor. Now they're ruling the EV market in India right now. So yeah, you can take example of Amazon. You can take a number of examples जो market oriented है, ठीक है? I won't go, into detail with more examples. We'll quickly jump on to resource driven strategy. Resource driven strategy क्या है? Resource driven strategy जो है, they center around leveraging the organization's unique capabilities and resources to create a sustainable and competitive advantage. It emphasizes internal strengths and capabilities rather than the external market factors. वो मार्केट के हिसाब से नहीं चलते, वो अपने हिसाब से चलते हैं. ठीक है, तो इनके दो बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट हैं. एक, ये जो भी देखते हैं रिसोर्स बेस्ड व्यू देखते हैं, वी कॉल इट आरबीवी आल्सो. सो ये जो थ्योरी है, इट सजेस्ट दैट अ फर्म्स कंपिटिटिव एडवांटेज इज रूटेड इन इट्स यूनिक, वैल्यूएबल एंड नॉन सब्स्टिट्यूटेबल रिसोर्स एंड कैपेबिलिटीज, जिसको आप रिप्लेस नहीं कर सकते.
बीका जी नमकीन.
बीका,
एप्पल.
Think of more examples. बहुत अभी एप्पल बहुत हो गया.
नहीं, what is it also called? What did you say the other name?
RD
strategy.
या रिसोर्स ड्रिवन स्ट्रैटेजी है, जिसको रिसोर्स बेस्ड व्यू इनका जो कॉन्सेप्ट है कि भाई हम अपने रिसोर्स के हिसाब से, हाँ, रिसोर्स के हिसाब से काम करेंगे.
Okay. It's RBD, right? If I'm not wrong.
एंड दे ऑल्सो वर्क ऑन सेकेंड जो कॉन्सेप्ट है इनका, कोर कॉम्पिटेंसी. हमारा कॉम्पिटेंसी क्या है, हम उस पे काम करेंगे, उससे बाहर नहीं जाएंगे. आइडेंटिफाइंग एंड नर्चरिंग कोर कॉम्पिटेंसीज that set the company apart from competitors.
Yeah, I don't know, question if it's going to be relevant, but if you think of Nirma as a brand, right? They have continued to only work with the detergent and soap related products for a good long time. I mean, it's very recently.
It is very much relevant, Surabhi. And if you would notice, they only target a specific segment of customers. They did not go serve for aerial way की मतलब premium कुछ liquid detergent बना रहे हैं या machine के लिए अलग liquid detergent बना रहे हैं. Nirma is Nirma.
Yeah.
आम आदमी का
Bata can be an example. Bata can be an example.
Bata could be a very good example. Yes, of course. They go with core competencies. हमारा strength क्या है, हम उस पे काम करेंगे, और यही हमारा differentiating factor है. I guess Katie is also, thinking of certain example. Right, Katie?
Yeah, nothing is coming to my mind, but what came to my mind is Bosch and Siemens, where they only want, it's a premium brand, and they have a different market only to cover. So LG will never invest in Bosch because of the price point. So they have a different cream crowd that they cover when they talk about appliances. So I was just thinking of that, whether it's relevant ki nahi, ki kya hai wo.
Absolutely.
No, Bosch is an example.
Baskin Robbins can be.
Baskin Robbins, okay.
They target a niche set of customers.
Yeah. चलो, we can talk about it in chat also later. कोई example और ध्यान में आएगा तो अपन इसको share करते हैं अपन.
I can give an example, like Bournvita kids health drink.
Okay. नहीं, but Bournvita, I'll tell you, Bournvita is just a brand. जो main जो parent company है ना प्राची, that is Mondelez. Mondelez is basically a parent company for Cadbury's, Bournvita, और उनके बहुत सारे products हैं.
That got recorded.
Okay, so resource driven strategy. Yeah, so we got the concept. So there are two principles, concepts. One is resource based view, जो भी हम देखेंगे resource के हिसाब से देखेंगे और अपनी core competency पे काम करेंगे, right? So case study और example आप ये देख सकते हो, Intel का है. Intel's resource driven strategy is based on its strong capabilities in semiconductor technology. The company continuously invested in research and development to maintain its leadership in that, microprocessor technology. And Intel's resource-driven approach, it allowed them to dominate the global market for computer process. आप ये बात मानते हो? Intel का मतलब competition, है ना? So
agree.
है ना? So in summary, if you see, market-driven strategy and resource-driven strategy. They both represent two different approaches to strategy development. अब ये डिपेंड करता है, आप अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को देखो, आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का क्या अप्रोच है. Is it market driven or is it resource driven? It's a good homework for you. So market driven strategies focus on understanding and responding to customer needs and market dynamics, while resource driven strategies, it leverages internal strengths and capabilities to gain a competitive example. And successful companies like Amazon, Intel, these companies, they demonstrate effectiveness of these strategies. And when implemented अच्छे से, in the right context, the organization will thrive, of course. So yeah, that's it. We are done. So we learned 3 things. I hope this was fruitful for you all.
Yes, definitely.
So on page number 26, when we talk about analysis of environment, industry, structure, and organizational capabilities, it's self-explanatory basically. You can read through it, just a one or two pager, that how the analysis of these 3 things will lead to formulating a strong strategy for your organization. And when you are reading this related to your organization, क्या वो ऐसा करते हैं और उन्होंने किया तो कैसे किया, and how it had helped the organization to scale up. So ये homework ले लो आज का, ठीक है? And then from
There's
next,
already an example for this.
sorry.
It's just saying there's already an example for this currently. I mean, again, we've been talking about Apple.
Yeah.
Apple's been trying to work with creating their carbon utilization and all of that, right? So they've been working with I think they've been able to achieve 35% of entire products that are gonna now.
Right.
be
There's a
more
beautiful video shared by Siddharth Surabhi. Have you seen it on the group?
No, yeah, that's so sorry. So that nothing
what do you
personal,
just-
just there are over like 1,000 messages when you go onto the group by the end of the day.
नहीं, ये
It's
collective effort
difficult
है.
to follow through.
ये collective effort
Yeah, I
है
mean,
basically.
that's